Hello, good morning, everybody. Hello, and welcome back again. Happy Saturday. Yeah, this is an early morning live stream. Early morning. It's the weekend. I know you're allowed to sleep till whatever time you want to sleep till, but yes, it's an early morning live stream. And yes, the live stream is not going to be a long one. It's not going to be a long. It's going to be a very quick one. Like we say what we have to say, and then we get out as normal or as always. We see what we have to say and we get out as normal. So I'm just going to get started. Hopefully others can join us. So hello and welcome. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as StartMamo5 and also known as TMO5 Kanduko. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So today's live stream, I was actually going to do it as a video. However, I thought maybe do it as a live stream instead so that we can learn. Because it seems now that every African man, or let me say Nigerian man, every Nigerian man coming into the UK still has to be taught not to do some things when it comes to SAing. So when I say SAing, I'm just going to put it in the comment section what I mean by that. Okay. I'm just going to put it in the comment section as what I meant. So when I say SA, that's what I meant there. So it seems that in recent times, Nigerian men are required or are needing to be told or be advised or even warned that, oh, when you come to diaspora, regardless of whatever job you've come to do, keep your hands, keep your third leg to yourself. Like, it seems that is what the African community or the Nigerian community in diaspora are insinuating. Because tell me why a married Nigerian man who work as a care worker. So when we're talking about care worker, I don't know if it's actually a nurse or a care assistant, but it works within the care system. Tell me why it thinks it was all right to jam his lips with the lips of the person that is taken care of in the care home. I don't know if it was a care home, but we're going to be reading the story. When I saw that story on a certain website, it was on TikTok, and then also I'm going to be sharing my screen at some point because at the end of the day, our Africans, our Nigerian people, they tolerate nonsense. They stand up for nonsense. They accept nonsense because how many videos of Nigerian men have we seen? We've seen the ones of where they are planning to go and meet young people that they met during a dating app, and Olokpa carry them. And then, how many of such videos have we seen? We've seen quite a lot. And for the fact that there are Nigerian men like that who come abroad and start chasing after small Oyibo girls or start doing some things they should not be doing, it just goes to show that they will have been doing such acts back home in Nigeria before they left. Because if you've not been doing something back home in Nigeria, how easy is it for you to go and be running after small girls here until you get caught when you were asking them to let them see, we want to see Olumbo. You want them to send a photo of their VJJ. If you are not already doing stuff like that in Nigeria, you would not think that, oh, yes, if I get to abroad, I will do it as well. And the case of this man that I brought to you is married Nigerian man, whom I believe has been in the UK for about 2 years or more, works in the care home as a care worker. And he felt like, oh yeah, let me jam my lips with the lips of this person that I'm looking after. Was he obsessed, or I've been a curse from his father's village, or now the cause of the winchy people that were chasing him from Nigeria? I do not know, but let me share my screen with you so we can read the story. Also, read the nonsense that because we have a large Nigerian community in the UK, what some Nigerian community are saying, and what some comments underneath where I saw the post were saying as well. And also, I'm also going to be reading some health and social care standards with you in terms of the policies, because like I said, before I became a nurse, I once worked as a care worker. I worked as a care worker, carer in a care home. I worked as a support worker working with women who abuse drugs and prostitution. I work with them to rehabilitate them back into the community. And then I went on to become a nurse. So each of these jobs has some sort of guidance, policies, rules that you're supposed to follow. And you all guys know, as a nurse, I often come here that as a nurse, we have the NMC, Nursing and Midwifery Council, and there are guidance, policies, rules that is meant to guide you as a nurse, the do's and don'ts of you being a nurse. Same thing, being a carer, there's a policy for do's and don'ts as a carer. Same thing when I was a support worker, there's do's and don'ts as a support worker. So let me share my screen with you and let's read the story, okay? Please like the live stream as you comment. I really appreciate it, guys. And don't forget to share and subscribe. So I found, like I said, I found the post on TikTok first. Let me share where I found the post from. Then we will read the story. So this was the page on TikTok where I found the story from. So it's from a page called Fellow Nurses. And it says here that Nigerian healthcare assistant jailed for SA on patient in UK hospital. Okay. So Nigerian healthcare assistant jailed for SA on patient in the UK hospital. So it's not been said in this post if he is a nurse or a healthcare worker. It just says healthcare assistant. Oh, so it says here that healthcare assistant. So I'll believe that it should be this either band 2 or band 3 because I want to believe that healthcare assistant. Good morning, Uncle Beno. Welcome. Your live stream yesterday, almost that live stream was tough. Was really tough. But I think you and I share the same opinion on what Ife said. I believe it's 4 a.m. as well where you are, or out for. So it's been said here that he is a healthcare assistant. So healthcare assistants in the UK are people who work alongside the nurses. Like they are more or less like the backbone of nurses on the world. And I believe that some of them are band 2, some of them are band 3s, and some of them are band 4s. So they are being graded by bands. And in terms of bands as well, there are some things that they can do and there are some things that they cannot do. They can't administer medication, they can't give medication and stuff like that. So this is where I found the news from. And when I found this news, I had to go through the link here to go look at the main story. So we're going to be coming back to read the comments of some of our Nigerian people and the nonsense they are clapping hands for. Okay. So I now went on to the website of the Fellow Nurses. I hope you guys can see. Please like and share as you come in. So this is the I don't know what I've done there. Let me take this away. So I now went to the websites of, let me copy that link again. I don't know what I've done there. So I went to the website where I saw the news from, and then I was like, okay, let's read. So let me come back to this page and change my screen. So let me share something again. Let's share the website where I found the news. All this sharing of screen, I'm trying to get better at it. So okay, so I went to the website where the news was reported. Uncle Ben said, "SA, this is why I love content creation." So, Uncle Ben, I'm struggling to catch up. I am struggling to catch up, even though I have videos that I need to know that are already edited that it should be published. I have to put those ones on hold because now we sleep, we wake up, we see different story. Story no they finish. So I now went to so obviously I found that news on that page on TikTok, and I decided that okay, let me go read, because when I saw the comment about Nigerian people, I was like, come, the story will not be reported if the person has not been found guilty. So I decided that, okay, let me go and check, because people were like, oh, we are still going to read comment from that TikTok page. Okay, we're going to read comments. And I was like, okay, let me go find where the story is. So it says here that York hospital worker jailed for SA on patient. So like I said from the beginning, he works in an hospital. He decided to jam his mouth with the mouth of the person he was looking after in an hospital. So he's allegedly a married man with children. His name is Adewale Kudabo. I believe he's a Nigerian Yoruba man. Correct me if I'm wrong. So according to the news by York Press, Adewale Kudabo was working as a healthcare worker at York Hospital when the offenses, not even one, Uncle Benny, you're laughing, offenses happened, said Henry Fernandez, prosecuting. George Alex Minari said Kudabo had, in quotes, ABUSED, the thrust placed in him as a medical professional. The York and Scarborough Teaching Hospitals NHS Foundation Trust, which runs York Hospital, said it offers its, in quotes, sincere apologies to the victim, adding that Kudabo had left his job at the hospital soon after the offences. So, we're at some point we're going to see the offences. So, Mr. Fernandez said, Kudabo, age 47, please tell me, a 47-year-old man, he has a wife, he has children. How should we be telling a grown-ass man like him, how dare you jam your mouth with the woman that is not your wife? Apart from the fact that the woman that is not your wife, in a workplace, even in Nigeria, whatever job he was doing before he left Nigeria, I'm sure he wouldn't have such audacity to jam his mouth with the mouth of anybody, any other woman that he was working with. In Nigeria, because I know in Nigeria, we take nonsense, we allow anything. He now brought himself to Ilu Oyinbo, Obodo Oyinbo here to come and be working as a healthcare worker. And he now felt it was all right for him to jam his mouth with the mouth of the person he was looking after. It's just like me being a nurse now. I am looking after a male patient, and I now say, okay, because this man looks famimorous, because this man looks like my spec, let me jam my mouth with him. Like, it's crazy. And some people are like, oh, they are targeting Nigerian men. They are allegedly targeting Nigerian men. These people, how are they targeting Nigerian men? That's why I said Nigerians, we condone nonsense. And if this man has not been doing something similar like this back in Nigeria, if he has not been paying small girls or even people's wives in Nigeria, he will not think it was okay for him to do so when he is a married man with children here in the UK. Like, make it make sense. Why should I be warning Nigerian grown-ass men that when you come here, don't go after women that are not your women. Don't go after women that are not your wife. Why should I be warning them? And does he want to tell me that since the 2 years or more that he has been in the UK, he has not heard news of Nigerian fellow men like him being arrested for chasing patients or chasing small girls? Let's continue reading. So, it says here that he said offenses did not. So he said that Mr. Fernandez said Kudabo, 47, was allocated to birth a patient who was in a lot of pain. He said the offenses did not relate to the bathing, but what happened afterwards. So it was meant, it was meant to wash a patient who was in a lot of pain. That was his job. Okay. And he said the offenses did not relate to the washing, but what happened afterwards. When finished washing the patient, Mr. Fernandez said Kudabo leant down and jammed his lips with the lips of the patient he just washed. Uncle Ben, don't say I won't with it. Honestly, they are on colos. So when Adewale has finished washing, helping this patient take a bath, Mr. Adewale now jammed his lips with the lips of the victim or with the lips of the patient he was meant to assist in taking a bath. That's the offense. The victim, despite being in considerable pain, was able to move away slightly but could not avoid the lip jamming. I'm trying to use words so that YouTube will, because I've done a few videos like this and YouTube, they said that I can't monetize it and they didn't pay me well because that video had a lot of views. So Uncle Beno, I think I need a dictionary. Hello, Auntie Natu. I need a dictionary as to the kind of words that I'll be using that will make sure that my videos are able to be monetized. So the victim, despite being in considerable pain, was able to move away, but slightly could not avoid Mr. Adewale jamming his lips with her hold, Mr. Fernandez said. Mr. Adewale, mind you, is a 47-year-old married man with children, with children. She said, this is the patient now, in a quote, left in a state of confusion and felt uncomfortable by the incident he had. Days after the incident, Mr. Fernandez said Kudabo Adewale asked the victim if she wanted another, in quote, bed bath, and again tried to jam his lips with her lips. Tell me that this man has not been cursed. Tell me. That said, Uncle Ben say make we know. Uncle Ben say make we know. Say you guys will sleep. Uncle Bear, honestly, some of those YouTube, I did a few videos that had lots of views, and they were like, "Oh, not suitable for ads," and I'm like, "What do you mean not suitable for ads? What do you mean not suitable for ads? What's wrong with this? I don't want to do this. What this thing is showing me, man. I need to get my antivirus for my laptop. Right, let me close that page because I don't want anything to go into this laptop. So I'm still sharing my screen with you guys. Guys, please hit the like button as you're here. I really appreciate it. We were reading the story of Uncle Adewale before that virus thing came on my laptop there. So we were at the victim. So days after the incident, Mr. Fernandez said Kudabo Adewale asked the victim if she wanted another, in quote, bed bath, and again tried to jam his lips with the lips of the patient. He said the victim later reported the incident to the police. The court heard that the offenses had led to the victim suffering with anxiety and experiencing flashbacks to what happened at the hospital with Kudabo. I know some Nigerians will say, but Sebi, Sebi, he just wanted to put his ete to the victim's ete. Ete, I mean, let me put it in Yoruba. The ete, what I meant by ete in Yoruba is lips, okay? Welcome, Sisi, I see you. So I'm trying to use coded word here so that YouTube will monetize this video for me. Good morning, everybody. I see you. I see you. Our American people, they are awake. Sisi saying going into the real farm gang in the comment section. So, where am I again? I'm still sharing my screen, right? So the victim said that she obviously anxiety from Mr. Adewale jamming his ete with her own. The victim attempted to, in quote, get away, Mr. Fernandez said, but was unable to avoid Kudabo jamming her lips to his own for a second time. It said the victim later reported the incident to the police. The court heard that the offenses had led to the victim suffering with anxiety and experiencing flashbacks to what happened at the hospital with Mr. Kudabo. So Mr. Kudabo of Count de Bourg Terrace in South Bank, York, pleaded guilty. She person they plead guilty to offense where you know do, because our Nigerian people are like, oh, I hope they investigated this case very well. I hope they investigated this case very well. I hope I use God to guide this our Nigerian brother. So your Nigerian brother was not thinking that he has a wife and children at home, and the only person he should be jamming his lips with should be the lips of his wife, nobody else. Let's continue. So he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of SA on the first day of his trial in April. Judge Menery said the victim had, in quote, placed her trust in Kudabo and told him, you ABUSD SEED that trust. He jailed Kudabo for 1 year on Tuesday. So Kudabo, Mr. Hello, Vivian V. I see you. Good morning, my beautiful sister. So Mr. Adewale, 47-year-old married father, was jailed for 1 year on the 10th of June this month and said he must serve half of the sentence before he is eligible for release. So I would imagine he will serve at least 6 months. The judge said the seriousness of the offenses meant only an immediate jail sentence was suitable. Like I said, for him to have done that, hello, Tonya, welcome. He was probably doing something like he was probably torturing small girls or people's wives in Nigeria, allegedly, because you can know. Since he said, Uncle B, go to bed. They are very disgusting stories. I actually see, honestly. So that's why when they get caught, me, I'll come and put their yash out here. So the judge continued that Jerry Shodikpe, defending, said Kudabo, who has no previous convictions, has shown remorse for his action. So when it comes to cases of SA, it does not matter if you've ever had any previous convictions. This is what you probably get. In quote, his defense said he has held up his hands to say yes, he is guilty. He shouldn't have done that, the defense barrister said. Mr. Shodikpe said Kudabo was, in quote, moved to sympathy due to the pain experienced by the victim and thought he was showing her comfort by jamming. What nonsense is this lawyer saying? He was giving her comfort by jamming his lips. So now, if I'm at work looking after a patient who has just had their hips replaced, just because they had their hips replaced under general anesthesia, and I know they came out in pain, so just because I want to be able to offer comfort, I should now jam my lips with the lips of the patient because I want to give them comfort. What nonsense would this lawyer they talk? Guys, are you Exactly, jamming lips. Say because we want to show comfort. Showing comfort is by giving words of assurance. Showing comfort is saying, I understand you are in pain, but you know what? This is for a purpose. You're just going to be in pain for a short while and you'll get better. And if you think this pain is consistent, if you think this pain, you can't take this pain anymore, would you like me to ask your nurse to see if she could give you a strong painkiller? That is how you reassure and pacify a patient in pain, not by jamming your lips with us. Let's keep reading. So, but Mr. Shodipe said Kudabo accepted his actions were inappropriate and unacceptable. Mr. Shodipe said Kudabo had moved to the UK from Nigeria with his family for work, but had now lost his job. Well, good luck to him getting a job in the future because he's already been found guilty. He was jailed. So, good luck to him ever finding it. I'm sure he will never be able to work in care again. It depends on what the judge says. But now he has now lost his job. After the hearing, a York and Scarborough Teaching Hospitals NHS Foundation Trust spokesperson said, we offer our sincere apologies to the patient affected. Patients should always feel safe and respected exactly while in our care. And we deeply regret that this was not the case. We acted swiftly and decisively, and the individual involved left our employment soon afterwards. So that was the story there. Okay? So let me read your comments, guys. Let me stop sharing. Let me read your comments. So you guys are there. Married father, working as a carer, 47-year-old, was working in a healthcare facility in hospital. He was asked to, bath a patient. And then after bathing the patient, decided to jam his lips with that of the patient the first time, and then it happened again the second time. And according to his defense, he thought that he could pacify the patient comfort by jamming his lips. So like I said, I am a nurse. I don't think I've never, ever thought that by jamming my lips is the way of me showing compassion, was me showing care to my patient. No. If that patient was in pain and you think you want to pacify them, you can give them words of encouragement. You can say, would you like me to speak to your nurse if they could give you a stronger painkiller? Or would you like me to maybe change your position while I settle you back into bed? Or would you like to sit in a chair with the hope that maybe it will relieve your pain a little bit? Or even maybe try and chat them up within the atmosphere so that they are not consistently thinking about the pain they are in. That is how you comfort a patient, not by jamming your dirty, stinking mouth with that of the patient. Let me read your comment, guys, and then we'll go back and read the comment of our Nigerian people on the TikTok page. Hello, everybody. I see you. Sisi said, this is why I don't agree with male carers looking after elderly women patients. Exactly. If he is not supervised, they need to be chaperoned always. For this one, I will never work in a care facility anymore. I mean, for me, it's just like, I understand some people, they would rather say they prefer a male to look after them. When I was having my children, my gynecologist was a male. My gynecologist was a male. And to now have sore to my injury, when I had my when I was pregnant with my fourth one, because when I had my third child, I hemorrhaged, which means that I have to be assigned to a gynecologist. And then by the time I fell pregnant with the fourth one, obviously they were not able to figure out why that hemorrhaging happened. So I was still under the care of a gynecologist. And like I said, to add salt to my injury, the gynecologist was a Nigerian man. Yeah, Nigerian man. When I got there, I was like, now so I go open my VJJ for this man. I was thinking that, am I going to open my VJJ for this man? Because I was not comfortable with that. To me, it felt like me being with another man. That was how I felt. But again, I have to consider the fact that, okay, he's a specialist and he has to maintain his professionalism. And what actually assured me during that appointment was that there were 2 nurses with him. So that comforted me in a way. But the fact that I still asked to open my VJJ for him to assess me, obviously to look at the baby, the position of the baby. We did a few scans, obviously because they were still trying to figure out why I hemorrhaged in my third pregnancy. And yeah, that hemorrhage almost killed me. I almost died. If Nanaja I did, my enemy for no day here again. That hemorrhage almost killed me. I almost died when I had my third child. So, but then with my head, I was like, well, you better be professional. You better don't say nonsense to me. Because to say nonsense to me, I'll just do Chaka Chan, pim, pim, pion, pion with my legs on your face. But then there were 2 nurses there. He did what he had to do. And we're like, no, well, pregnancy is progressing fine. And I understand some people say they don't want male carers to look after them. It cannot always be the same. But in this case, this freaking ass old man knows what he was doing. A 47-year-old man. Let me read your comment, guys, and then we'll move on. Guys, like this live stream for me. Uncle B said it will soon jam. Exactly. That's how we start. That's how we start. From jamming lips now. Wait till we start. I mean, there was a case on this street last time that a care worker was actually in a relationship with the person was giving care to. Like, mm-hmm. Marie Elo Arike, I see. He will soon jam himself in Muritala and opportunities. Exactly. Now, so they start. It's better that they catch them early. Please, it's too early to laugh. Make una laugh, I beg. Glory Shema, I see you. Arike said, how can he even conceive that jamming of Ete thought? I'm not understanding. Exactly. He said, according to his defense, he wanted to comfort the patient. Comfort the patient. Is the jamming of lips going to take the pain away? Sissy said, I saw a story on Dr. Shola of lady who realized her doctor husband has SA over 30 hours help. I saw that as well, but I was not able to get a full link to the story. So I'll probably go find and see if I can find it. House help saying he needs to check them before they start work. He's now remarried and moved abroad. God help us. I know. I saw that story as well, Sissy. Vivian said, Sissy, I agree with you. Male carers for male patients or must be chaperoned with a female. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Arika said most doctors will often call for it exactly if they need to review a patient's body. Exactly. And like I said, each and every time, even till now, every time I go for my gynecologist, like I said, I had that hemorrhaging up until I had my last child 13 years ago. I still see a gynecologist. You know, obviously, I know in America they often say black women, you know, what they go through when they have babies. I still see a gynecologist even till tomorrow. I still see a gynecologist. They've not said because, oh, you had that hemorrhaging, all your kids are fine, we should abandon you. And I know they're trying to turn me to guinea pig. I know, but I don't mind being turned to guinea pig. As long as they are telling me that you're fine, your womb, everything is in the right order. So I get to see the gynecologist twice a year. And I'm thankful for that. Even female to female, yes, absolutely. So let's go and read the nonsense comments that some of our Nigerians are tolerating. Our Nigerians are saying, may God help this our Nigerian brother. Did they investigate this case very well? Let me share my screen with you guys. Guys, please like this live stream for me. I really appreciate it. Like, and share. So let's go to that page again. So this was where I found the story, okay? Now let's see if I can read through the comments. No, that's not what I want. I'm trying to see this laptop. I borrowed this laptop from my daughter, so I'm struggling to get to use it. Okay, so now I want to scroll to the comment section. Maybe I should get my mouse. All right, let me get my mouse. Sorry, guys. Pardon me. I have my mouse. So let's read the comments. The first comment here, you can see said here that let them investigate very well because Oyinbo and lies na 5 and 6. Can you imagine, guys? Can you see the comment? I wish there's a way I could make this screen bigger. Hold on, let me go on my screen and put my picture on the side. Oh, I can't see the other. Okay, that's fine. So that's a comment of somebody there that I hope they investigate this comment. They investigate very well because Oyinbo and lies na 5. Don't get me wrong. There's been cases where Cindy Manuel, welcome, I see you. There's been cases where when the case was investigated, they found out that the person lied. Okay, but as an African man, you have a wife. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Look at him, a 47-year-old man. And then somebody here said he admitted he jammed his lips with us, just that it's on the head, which isn't acceptable. The first one was on the ete, and the second one was going to put it on her head. That was where the patient pulled away. And then somebody said, did he actually do it? And this person said, well, he pled guilty at court. I'm sure he had a representative, he had a lawyer. He pleaded guilty, so he knew what he did. He was just autospading, he was reaching. That when I come to do this night shift now, madam will not know. I'll just bench this person now once I start. And then look at what this person said. Lord, intervene on your son's behalf. Don't know you, but please have mercy. I was like, look at the nonsense our Nigerians are tolerating and saying. Nothing can tell me that this man has not been doing this thing before he left Nigeria. I'm sorry. And I know some of his, obviously some of his followers or something, they will still come for me because I did a video concerning a certain guy who would try to use somebody else to claim the paternity of his child in the UK so the child could get citizenship. Somebody actually came into my DM on Instagram to threaten me. And I gave that person a second one that I know, threaten me again. I have your name and I'm gonna go make a report at the police station. Because the case went to court. This person already pled guilty. And why do you think you want to bring your sorry ass to my DM and threaten me? Because I was reporting a story I found on social media. It's not as if maybe I went into his coven to go and find the story of his act. So another person said, allegations, what's the real story? And this person replied, he pleaded it in court. He pled guilty. And somebody said, which one is Nigerian man? You know, get name. He get name, Adewale Kotuba or whatever. He's a Nigerian Yoruba man. Also, person wasted there under investigation while labeling him wrong. It was not, as at the time that this page reported the news, he has already pled guilty and he has already been sentenced. He's been sentenced to 1 year, and judge says that he needs to serve half of his time before he can be considered for early release. See what our Nigerian people, our African people. And somebody has said, why would anyone defend this man? And this person replied, because blacks are mostly wrongfully accused. And this is highly a false accusation. We are hated for no reason. So this ado of a guy, your medulla oblongata needs to be reassessed, because that's why when you see news on social media, whoever is reporting it will always give you a link to where the real story is. Hence why I went to the York Press, the website that reported the story. They already went to court. The guy already pleaded guilty. So why our African Nigerian people saying that this is highly false accusation? How is it false accusation? The case has already been heard in court. He pled guilty. He was given a legal defense. And his lawyer was like, yeah, he knew what he did was wrong. He was remorseful. But SA, especially when you're dealing with vulnerable people, you will get jail time. Even if that was your first offense, you will get jail time for it. Ete means lips, Vivian. So somebody has said, seriously, it's your audacity to stereotype him simply because he's black. Wow. And this person went on to ask, then what happens if the accusation later proved false? No. And this person said, he pled guilty at court. He pled guilty. Look at all the people in these comments were like, oh, it's a false allegation. It's not true. It's this, it's that. Can you imagine? I wish that all of these people that are supporting me in the comment section, the Olokpas are able to go and track them and start tracing their activities as well, because they could be, they could also be doing the same thing. Who knows? And then I will now see videos of people saying that, oh, we need to be warning our African men. Why should we be warning them? Why should we be warning you? You need to keep your third leg where it's meant to be if you're not with your other half. Why should we be warning you that, come, when you get to the UK, you must not chase after a woman, face your wife. When you get to the UK, don't go onto dating websites and be claiming that you are 17 years old when you are a 50-year-old man. You guys saw the videos of a few Nigerian this year, about 2 men who were on a dating app. One was a chronic church goer who reads Bible. He was on a dating app saying that, asking person if person picking a VIRGIN. Asking person picking to send him a word of boobies and whatever. And he has his own wife, living with his niece, has his own children. And you think it was okay for you to ask some people's children on a dating app to send you stuff? And they're now telling us that why should we be warning them? Because when you're living in Nigeria to come abroad, now you see what you can't do with that. You want to come and totospe Oyibo VJJ. You want to come and totospe small Oyibo VJJ Peking. Petus. And like I said, he's a married 47-year-old man. And you can't tell me nothing. This guy has been doing this before he left me. He has probably been totopating people's wives, allegedly. Let me read your comment, guys. Exactly, Sissy. Deep Sourcing came to threaten me. And I was like, say one more. Because by the time you said what it took, and that page he opened, he recently opened it, but I already took his name from the comment he dropped on my comment page on YouTube. I went on to Google. Google gave me his name. I went on to Facebook. I found everything about him, and I screenshotted everything. And then, before somebody you don't know on Instagram try to message you, you need to approve it or something. So I was like, okay, let me approve it, because there's a way you can scroll to see the message before you actually approve that person on your Instagram. And you were like, oh, that guy did not lie. Did this. I'm like, well, I've just read. No, when I do all of these sit-down videos, I read the story exactly as it's been presented, so that people are not saying, you made up that story though. So if I say a news on Punch newspaper, I read the story exactly how Punch have written it. So if you go back and see most of my videos like that, that's what I do. I am not rewriting any story, because I don't want to come across as if I am the one who was making up the video, who was making up the story. So I said to the guy that, come, this story that I've made, I did not read it on my own. I did not rewrite anything. And I sent him screenshot of the pages, the news pages that reported the story. BBC reported it, the Guardian reported it, and the Telegraph reported it. And we're like, now the waiting will ask you be that, blah, 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 blah. That reports one more thing again, you will enter into trouble. This, that. And the person could treat your fuck up. I tell us if they're burning papa well. Say one more word. Because right now, I told him the location he is. I said, you are currently at this location. Say one more word of threat to me, and I'm going straight to the police station. I have 3 police stations within my vicinity that is about 15 minutes away from me. I will go there, and you'll be surprised that you get picked in an hour. And that's why the Omuali decided not. He stopped messaging me. Arike said, comfort the patient in a professional environment. Exactly. By jamming his 80. I knew some Nigerians would support exactly as they would always do. Yes, so CC, the Omuali threatened me. Vivian said he must have accidentally slipped and jammed his 80 with us. He is innocent according to some. Exactly. Are you sure they investigated this case properly? Are you sure they investigated this properly? I think I already answered that. Arike said, no matter the part of body he is jamming, it's totally unacceptable. Exactly. It's a professional environment. It should go and exactly. That's our night. I was not surprised when I was seeing those comments in the comment section. I was like, really? Seriously? But glory Chema, not be every time. Maybe if you have the appointment in advance. But for me, I just felt like, you know what? Obviously, when I went for my first appointment, I thought it was just going to be the gynecology, but no, there was a nurse and there was an healthcare assistant. So which meant that, at least in a way I was comfortable. But in a way, I was still thinking that, God, though, even when I was going to decide on the contraceptive to go for, it was still the same man. It was still the same gynecologist I saw 12 years ago when I had my daughter was about 6 months there, because my daughter was 6 months old when I started my IUD, intrauterine, whatever they call it. It was like, you know what, ma'am, and he was very, very cautious, very respectful, and he's an elderly person as well. So as at then, 13 years ago, he will have probably been in his late 40s or something. And we're like, no, I will advise you to go for coil, because that is what my wife had as well. We're like, my wife is here as well. We have 4 children. We started talking to me about family, and we're like, no, what, for his female ethnic clients, patients, we would often advise them to go for coil. Hence why I settled for coil. I settled for Mirena, and I've never had any issues with Mirena since I've been on my contraceptive. So yeah, in a way I felt Vivian said, guys, please like this live stream for me. There's 66 of you watching. We only have 10 likes. Please like this live stream. Oh, maybe some of you that are watching, share this video as well, because they said that we should be warning our Nigerian men when they come into the UK to do care work. We should be warning them, because I be their mama. Vivian said, Mom of 5, it's more than 2 Nigerians. So exactly. Even Nigerian Uber is just its drivers have a bit of chatting me up when they deliver my food. Me, when I see them, they knock the door, boo, 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 boo. I just let them put the food by the door. I would just let them know that it's all right from the door, put the food by the door, because I don't trust any freaking people. I live in a tall building, so anything could happen and they can disappear in the building before Lopa even arrives. These people think they're in Nigeria. They will learn. According to Ifunaya, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. Vivian, I know that pill. You forget, and the kind of person I am. Any kind benching like this, Bele will stay. That was how I ended up with 5 picking. It was not my plan to have 5 children. I'm a very, very fertile woman, so the pill wouldn't have helped, because I could probably forget. Like, I've got my multivitamins there that I take. I've got all of my multivitamins here that I take. I have to put it on a desk on my dresser in my bedroom so that I don't forget. So by the time I'm putting on my moisturizer, I can see where they are sitting, and then I can just open and take as I go. Otherwise, I will forget. So if you forget your pill, Na belle you dey look for. Na belle where you no plan, you dey look for. So I just decided to go for the call, and I've got no regrets at all. It's absolutely fine for me. So with that being said, I said I was going to share. Obviously, you guys saw all the the comment from our Nigerian people there, and somebody here said this is a wrong allegation. Only God knows what happened because this man here is my friend's husband with children. Hey, you guys heard what this woman said. May God help us in this foreign land. But the guy pleaded guilty in court. Did he not tell your husband, his friend, that he pled guilty, or were you not following the case? Vivian V, I did that injection, but I did not like it. I was having excess bleeding. Like in a month, I could be on my period for like 2 weeks back to back. Every bleeding, and I was like, no, that's not me. That's not me. So I had injection every 3 months, but I was like, no. So I had to take it out after 6 months. So this woman now is saying that, oh, this is a wrong allegation. Only God knows what happened because this man here is my friend's husband with children. Because he's your friend's husband with children, does that mean that you know him to an extent of what he's able to do and what he's not able to do? So as when this man buys somebody now, this is how this stupid woman will come out and say, this is a wrong allegation. The case has been to court and he's pled guilty and he's been sentenced. And the person who is the creator of this page said, please get in touch to us. That's it, my dear. You have said it all. And then somebody said, well, it's your friend husband doesn't mean he is innocent. UK love believe in evidence. If there is evidence against him, then your right up here mean nothing. Absolutely. And somebody said he's too noble for this huge allegation. Noble. Yeah, we will expect him to as a 47-year-old man. But will noble help? The nobleness did not want him not to try to jam his lips with the lips of the person he's caring for. Only God knows, even if he jam his lips with his wife at home, not to talk of a stranger. He was not even scared of hepatitis B, C, D, and all of that. So, and this person gone on to say, I was also accused at my place of work. The safeguarding issue went on for months. I kept saying I didn't do it. After they watched the CCTV for 3 months, they said we have not found anything against you. But my management still wanted me to sign a warning letter. The warning letter implies I did it. I did not sign. I resigned in good faith. If I had signed by now, I could have been in jail. It's a different thing if you maintain your innocence and they invest. That's why this country is not Nigeria. They will carry out investigation. And don't get me wrong, there's been times when cases have been messed up. But in this case, it's an easy one. The victim in question no be baby now. They might be in pain, but one couldn't, and they are not dollars that they are not able to say, this is what this carer did to me. And yes, they accused him, they asked him for it, they investigated him, and he pled guilty. He pled guilty. And somebody else says, see comment, most of them are Johnny just come, no they hear words. Share CCTV, they lie. Help us ask them. The highest you can do with a resident is you can't even hug. You can't even hug. Even the hug, avoid it if possible. Exactly. Make una they try hear word. You can't even hug. There have been times that I've looked after multiple patients. Obviously, they've got a lot with them, and I felt so emotional with them that I was shedding tears. I was actually shedding a tear when obviously the patient was telling me about their life and stuff like that. At some point, one of my senior colleagues had to come and tap me on my shoulder. And that tapping was, colleague, pull yourself together. This is not what you're here for. I understand, obviously, you have to show your compassionate, you being compassionate towards your patient. And that's why at times, I don't know, maybe this is a good or a bad thing to say. That's why at times when I'm looking after my patient, I don't like asking about their personal life. I don't like asking about their personal life. This is because you don't know what they've been through in their life. And if you're now asking about their personal life, you don't know what you might unearth. And then that might just bring them back to where they don't want to be. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. So I've seen where people are like, oh, so tell me, do you have children? Questions like that, I don't like asking it. If patient asks me, I will tell them, yes, I've got 5 kids. They drive me mad. They do this. And then see if they are the ones who started the conversation. I will happily engage, but I try not to be the one to start such conversations. So it doesn't feel as if maybe I'm intruding into their lives. And then I've tried one time, and then the patient started telling me, oh, no, I don't have children. We are not able to have children. And then that way, I just didn't know how the conversation could continue. And I was thinking in my head that, oh, I shouldn't have asked. And then obviously it depends if it's the weather. Oh, have you got any plans? Once your recovery period is over, have you got any plans of traveling abroad? So when it comes to like personal lives like that, like family, children, I try not to ask such questions because like you don't know what's happening in people's lives. They might have children, they might not be in good terms with them and stuff like that. So I don't really like doing the personal thing with the patient because you get emotional, and before you even know, you might even jabber a little bit about your own instance, your own situation. So hence why I don't like. I mean, let me know. This might be, maybe this is the bad thing on my side, but I just, I just don't, gravitate towards wanting to do that. Only if the patient starts that conversation. Also, the conversation of, oh, do you believe in God? Are you this? When it comes to religion, I don't start such conversation with my patients. There have been times when I've been looking after a patient because my patient has been like, oh, God bless you. And I'm like, oh, God bless you too. But saying, God is this, God is that, I don't, because the patient does not need my religion. All I'm there to do is, encourage them that, come, you are in the best hands. The surgeon is going to make sure you get the best surgery. If you've got any pain, we are here to manage your pain. By the way, remember, we cannot take away all of your pain, but we'll help you manage it. And once you get back to the ward, be rest assured that the nurses will help you with more painkillers if you're in any pain. So even when it comes to hugs, I don't think I've ever hugged a patient. I've never, ever. Handshake, at times when they are going, they just give you a high five that, oh, thank you so much. Like, not where me, give you a high five, or even give you, I can do that. But hugs, no, I don't. Arike said, back in to Dajo, when they start telling their story, especially at work, because sometimes those funfun sabi wine. Exactly. So you don't want to find yourself in a situation whereby they can twist and say, oh, by the way, this conversation was started by, and I'm like, so where I am, so in our recovery setting is like an open, massive room, like everything you are doing with the patient, everybody they see. So there's nothing. So if anybody want to say something against you, there's a lot of people that will say, oh, we were there, we didn't see anything. There was a time that I had an issue with one of my colleagues, one of the, I don't know if I want to share it because I don't want to share by somebody say, you were slagging your patient. I had an issue with one of the female anesthetists at my work, and it happened in the recovery. I was mad. When that happened, all of my other colleagues saw it. In fact, when I was raving, I was like, a few of them pulled me back and say, Wemi, you don't want to do that. And I was thankful that they were there to try and pull me back. Later on, I was able to go speak to my manager to hear my views, to hear how I felt and what I demanded. I demanded that anesthetist apologize. The anesthetist did not apologize to my face. She apologized through my manager, but I said, no, I don't need the apology because if you can't say it to my face, of what use is it? You disrespected me in a whole room that we're looking after patients, so yeah. So I avoid, personal conversations and stuff like that when it comes to patient. Arika said, I don't think it's bad though. Thank you, my sister, because at times I feel like, but Titemi Yemi. Vivian V said, even if you are moved to compassion, give them tissue and hold their hands, pat on the shoulder saying, no, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. That's what I do. I hold their hands, give them tissue. At times I have to, they want a bit of privacy. I pull the curtain around just so other patients don't see them, being emotional. I pull the curtain around, and if they don't want the curtain around, they're like, oh no, it's fine. I find that speaking about this makes me feel better. At times that's what they say. Okay. Let them cry. You verbally comforting them makes them cry more. So to stay exactly. Right. Arike, interpret. Okay, so like I said, guys, I wanted to show you guys some of the, like I said, being a nurse myself, there are some policies that guides me as a nurse. Let me share my screen with you. So I'm not really, I know most of the policies that guides me as a nurse, but I found one for healthcare support workers. Okay. So as I always say on my channel, being a nurse, I'm registered under a body called Nursing and Midwifery Council, NMC. If you are a nurse in the UK, you must be registered with them. Otherwise, you will not be able to work as a nurse anywhere in the UK. And for the fact that you are registered with them, they are like a regulatory body. Just as how the doctors have their own regulatory bodies, just as how the anesthetists have their regulatory bodies, nurses have regulatory bodies. So you are guided by codes, the 4 codes, preserve safety. I can't remember everything in my head now, but I do know how to apply all of these things. And each of those codes, they tell you what you can do and not, like the do's and don'ts of nursing. The do's and don'ts of nursing. They tell you all of that. And like I said, while I was at uni, we were reading it like whatever, like a textbook. So same thing for care workers. Hence why I'm sharing this page on my screen here. Because like I said, I used to work as a carer. I used to work as a carer in a care home. I used to work as a support worker, working with women who were abusing DRUGS and no prostituting. I used to work with them before I went on to do my nursing degree. So from the time of me being a healthcare worker, there's something called health and social care standards. My support, my life. It kind of like gives you what is expected of you as a carer and also the kind of care. So let's look at one of the principles here. One of the principles is dignity and respect, that a patient's human rights are respected and promoted, that a patient is respected and treated with dignity as an individual. I am treated fairly and do not experience discrimination. My privacy is respected. Compassion. Now, they said it was whatever was he doing with the patient. You give you experience that a patient should experience warm, compassionate, and nurturing care and support. My care is provided by people who understand and are sensitive to my needs and wishes. Did the patient ask for the man to jam his lips to hers? No. No. So I hope you guys are following. So this is mainly for healthcare support workers. So if you're a worker, if you're a carer in a care home, these are some of the things that you'll be guided by. Be included. I receive the right information at the right time and in a way that I can understand. I am supported to make informed choices so that I can control my care and my support. I am included in wider decisions about the way the service is provided, and my suggestions, feedback, and concerns are considered. I am supported to participate fully and actively in my community. So part of the responsible care and support, look at all of that. My health and social care needs are assessed and reviewed to ensure I receive the right support and care at the right time. My care and support adapt when my needs, choices, and decisions change. I experience consistency in who provides my care and support and in how it is provided. So she definitely don't ask for him to jam his lips with hers. If I make a complaint, it is acted on. Well-being. I am asked about my lifestyle preferences and aspirations, and I am supported to achieve this. I am encouraged and helped to achieve my full potential. I am supported to make informed choices, even if it means I might be taking personal risk. I feel safe and I am protected from neglect, abuse, or avoidable harm. So it goes on there, it's just like they go about it, and in in sequences like that. There are different things under dignity and respect, what I am fully included. So I hope you guys have an idea of what I'm talking about there. So our Oga, whatever it's called, he did absolutely wrong. And yes, he pled guilty and he's been sentenced to 1 year, and the judge expects him to serve at least half of his term. And good luck to him ever finding a job in the care sector again. So as I was talking about the nurses as well, that nurses, we have codes that guide us, that tells us what you can do. It's like the nurses in the Bible, nursing Bible. Okay, it's like a Bible for the nurses to follow. So here, I was going to go to the NMC website, but let's see if I can go to the NMC website. So this is the NMC website. I don't know if you guys can still see my screen. Okay, let me stop sharing. And then I'll share again because I've opened the page. Guys, like this live stream for me, please. So this is the page for me as a nurse. This page is like my Bible. There's no day that if I think maybe at work I saw something, I observed something, I'll come here and try and look for what is relating to what I saw. So you can see NMC, Nursing and Midwifery Council. So like they are the guiding body for nurses. So there's something called the code. The code. Professional standards of practice and behavior for nurses, midwives, and nursing associates. The code presents the professional standards that nurses, midwives, and nursing associates must uphold in order to be registered to practice in the UK. It's structured around 4 themes: prioritize people, practice effectively, preserve safety, and promote professionalism and trust. Each section contains a series of statements that, taken together, signify that what good nursing and midwifery practice looks like. So let me see if I can maybe open one of it. Read the code online. Let's see. I just want to maybe There's one that I actually love reading. Let me find it. So it says here, treat. So the first one, prioritize people. You put the interest of people using or needing nursing or midwifery services first. You make their care and safety your main concern, and make sure that their dignity is preserved and their needs are recognized, assessed, and responded to. You make sure that those receiving care are treated with respect, that their rights are upheld, and that any discriminatory attitude and behaviors towards those receiving care are challenged. And then there's subsections. To achieve this, you must treat with people with kindness, respect, and compassion. Make sure you deliver fundamentals of care effectively. Avoid making assumptions and recognize diversity and individual choice. Make sure that any treatment, assistance, or care for which you are responsible for is delivered without undue delay. Respect and uphold people's human rights. It goes on like that. It goes on like that. So it's like our Bible. And then I've seen people saying that, oh, they were not trained. Like, if I'm going to say it to you now, if you are taking any care job or you're working in any care facility and you're not being trained or you're not being given paperwork or policies about the do's and don'ts, Sonny Praise, good morning, welcome. Well, Vivian V, they've not mentioned anything like that. I wouldn't think they would deport him. I wouldn't think. But obviously that is what Kemi Badenoch is advocating for. No, any immigrant that's been here, they commit any offense after their jail time, send them back. That's what Kemi Badenoch is, advocating for. But in this regard, the judge has not said anything about him being deported or something. He just said that he needs to serve half of his prison time. He needs to serve half of his prison time before he's being released. So I hope this is a awakening call or a warning, because they said we should be warning them. I don't see why we should be warning grown-ass man. Like, make it make sense. Even in Nigerian hospital as a nurse, you can't do that. You can't do that. And when we try and tell these stories, people are like, oh, why are you shaming Nigerians? Because some of our Nigerian people, they don't mind themselves. They don't mind themselves. They don't mind themselves. Go to work, do your business, and get out. So I don't know if anybody want to call in. If anybody want to call in, let me know and I'll drop the link. Like I said, I only want to be here for an hour. I'm sure Uncle Beno has gone to sleep now. If anybody would like to call in, I can take maybe 2 calls and then round it up. I just want to be here for an hour, guys. Okay. So Vivian said, I guess that's my it's the UKrians that make the money live stream. See, it's because I'm not working. I've been on annual leave for a week now, so I bet I might as well make use of it, because your girl is going back to work on Monday, and I'm going to be working 3 days straight, 12 hours times 3. So I won't be able to do money live stream from coming Monday. Now it's going to be like late evening live streams and videos. Yeah. Oh, you guys what? I think it's the same as me. I think I'm watching pretty much almost the same video and the same channel as people. Yeah, so I'm going to drop the link in the comment section, and I'll take just 2 calls, because I'm only going to be here for 2 hours. And then, not 2 hours, 1 hour. And then we'll call it a day, because it's another live stream. I want to live stream at maybe in the afternoon. I want to live stream Ifunaya, because I felt that there are some things from Ifunaya's testimony that we really need to discuss. There's a lot of questions. I've got my notebook as I was watching all of her, because I had to go, I keep watching all of her story. I keep watching all of her testimony, and I'm like, I have lots of questions. So, and I know this testimony, the incident happened in 2022. I want to believe that maybe we should discuss it in that live stream. But yeah, I'm going to be, there's another live stream at about, I think, 2 o'clock, because I felt we need to discuss some of Ifunaya's testimony. I've been dropping her testimony for those of you who don't have TikTok. People say they don't have TikTok. TikTok doesn't harm you. I don't know why you guys don't like TikTok, but anyway, for those of you who do not like TikTok, that's why I'm uploading the videos there. And also, I think I edited a few that had the music in there were too high, and I want you guys to try and understand YouTube content reuse policies. Some of these videos, if you upload it just the way I have taken it from our page, YouTube might strike me for that. Hence why I am putting some image here and there. You can see that I had a picture of myself in a corner. Hence why I'm adding some music, so that at least, because if you try to challenge that video from YouTube will say, what difference did you make to that video? So in my own way, all of the things that you've seen in that video that I've uploaded about Ifunaya's testimony, there are ways of making it a bit like I've not just taken the video from my TikTok page and uploaded it directly. I know some people are doing it, but I don't want to jeopardize the safety of my channel. Hence why people were like, oh, you see, you were talking over the video. You were talking over the video. And please, guys, when you are leaving your comment, be very, very, be mindful the way you drop comment. You're not talking to your children. You're not talking to your child. And I've seen a few comments like that, and I've just removed you and blocked you from my channel, okay? If you cannot drop your comment respectfully, and you think that you are doing me a favor because you are dropping a rude ass comment on those videos, or more, I'll block you. Because I am the one who is on YouTube. I am the one who knows why I have done all of these things. And a few of the people that maybe gave me what's this called now, some sort of corrective whatever, I said, oh, thank you, it was my error, but I had to do it because of YouTube content reuse policy. So if you're one of those people that has been running your mouth like saying, yeah, you're talking this, that, this channel we analyze. And yes, I have to interject every now and then in the video. Yeah, maybe it's at some point I should have paused the videos. I understand, but if that has not happened, the way I've still done them is still just a way to show that there's another originality to what I am doing. I hope that explains. You guys should be calming down. I see you guys everywhere. I see you all. Not here in essay is called Bato Pele Principles. All right, okay. Gancho, I hope that's how to pronounce your name. So the link is in the comment section. I'm ready to take 2 calls. Okay, 2 calls and we're out of here. Exactly. They said we should be warning Nigerians. Why should I be warning you? You have a wife, or in normal day, you have a wife. Why are you freaking looking at another woman in the first place? And this case is not a case of another woman. It's somebody whose trust is in your hands. This is somebody you should protect. And you think it's that person you want to jam your lips with? No be juju. Don't worry, Arike. So next week when I go to work, I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And obviously I do the long shift, half 7 till 8 o'clock. I don't know how you guys feel about live stream from half 8 at night till later on. But those 3 days I'm working, I'll be dropping videos anyway by 10 o'clock. And the days I'm off, if you see me do live stream early in the morning, any days of the week, know that I'm not working that morning. But if you see a sit-down video on any morning, know that I'm working early, long shift on that day. But that's how it is. Vivian said a lot of Nigerians do not have boundaries, so it's good. Let them keep putting themselves in yawa. Good content to build your channel, Jare. Grown ass man without commons. Exactly. Hello, to flock. I really want to figure out how to pronounce your name without having to stare for a second, but welcome. How are you? Vivian said, again, some Nigerians don't know boundaries. They jump into comment sections and straight up abuse the. Exactly. That's why I want to start giving them woto like Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze will abuse their generation. And that is not stopping Daddy Freeze from getting thousands of views on the video. It will abuse them. It will say, look at you that look like any cock in a con. Bring your energy of being abusive to my channel, and I will give you woto like Daddy Freeze. Marika said, if they aren't respectful, block being straight. That's what I'm trying to do now. I will first of all give them woto and then block, so they lose their ear. They use their ear to hear the woto and the abuse I'm giving them. Then I'll put them in the dustbin. Vivian said, angry and frustrated people, I beg, delete and block the Ayilolos. I love that word, Ayilolos. Guys, right, are you coming in? I can take 2 calls. What addition do you want to add? Since they said that we should start warning our Nigerian men now, what advice would you like to give them? My own is this, just be very, I know there have been instances where some allegations have ended up being lies, okay? And for you not to find yourself in such, please do things by the book. Do everything by the book. If there's anything that you want to do while working in healthcare and it is not by the book, do not do it. Do not do it. Or you've been asked to do something and you don't have adequate training on this, you have every right to refuse to do it. Let's say, for example, you are told to come move a patient and you've never had a training of moving a patient. You can politely say, I'm sorry, I have not received my moving and handling training. I will not be able to support you in moving this patient. Nobody will hold you. Nobody will hold you. Or you have been given a urine sample to go test it. If you've never been trained on how to use dipsticks to test urine, politely say, you know what, I can take the sample, but I can't read the reading. I can dip the sample for you, but I will have to bring the reading for you to read because I cannot. There was a time, even like I said, even nurses, wherever you work, you get training based on every department you work at. So me being in the recovery unit now, we don't give medication every day. But if you're a nurse on the ward, you will do drug rounds. I don't do drug rounds. So if I find myself working in the ward, I will struggle with drug rounds, especially if you're looking after 6, 7 patients at the same time. I will struggle with doing drug rounds. Department where I work, I've been trained to do taking bloods, cannulation and stuff like that. But because the anesthetists are the ones who do the cannulation, who do the blood, I've already been trained, venipuncture and stuff. But because we don't do it at all, it's the anesthetist that does stuff with their patient. We don't do it. So if I go to the ward, I will struggle. So if you now say because I'm from the recovery unit, and I've now gone to cover a shift on the ward, and you are now asking me to go and do venipuncture, I'll tell you I've done the training, but no, I can't do it. Why? Because it's not a skill that I have practiced. Yes, I've been trained, but it's not a skill I have practiced. So if you're not asking me to come and do venipuncture on the ward, I'll politely say no, I'm sorry, I can't. And nobody will hold me for it. It's either they ask one of the anesthetists to come up and do it, or a nurse who has been trained, who have been working on the ward and would do it all the time, it will be asked to come do it. So that's how it should be. But if you're trying to do things of your own, like jamming lips, like now your village people curse for you, now them swear for you, because why would you? Abby is probably still maybe sleeping or walking. If Abby is not here, she's probably walking. I think she has an event this weekend, actually. Abby is a stylist. I'm sure you guys, she's already mentioned. So if she has jobs, she might not be here. She's a stylist. So if you're looking to get married, or if you have a daughter who's getting married, any event at all, birthdays, engagements, if you're looking for somebody to style you, Abby is here. Talk of the angel, talk of the princess, and then here she comes. So Abby is a stylist, okay? If you have any events, good morning, Abby, how are you? If you have any events, engagement, wedding, high class, so we don't do like events, okay? High class, no money spared events. Abby will style you. Just reach out to her. I don't think I know what our business page is called on Instagram. You just joined 15 minutes ago. That's fine. I'm just rounding up, guys. So yeah, just like because I think Vivian was asking of you, Abby. So yeah, Abby is a stylist. She, if you want to get married, both male and women, she'll style you. Engagement, birthdays, whatever the event is, just reach out to her. Hey, Abby, if it's all right, if you want to drop your Instagram handle there so that people can go follow you. And yeah, so just like we were saying, Arike said here that following policy and procedures and processes is very, very simple. Honestly, very simple. And they will rather you say, get it right. Yeah, because I knew you told me you will have an event this weekend. That was why I was like, oh, I've not seen Abby. She's probably on her way. So Abby will drop the account here. I'll pop it on the. So here's the account on the screen. So if you're planning an event, wedding, bridal shower, name it, any event with no money spared, like you are not saying, I want a budget of 2,000. No, like you are ready to spend. Abby is a plug for you. So that's our Instagram handle there. If you have any events, she will be, she will do you well. She will do you well. So like I was saying earlier on that, if there's anything you've been asked to do, you've not been trained, they will even be happy that you're saying that no, I'm not happy doing this. So for me now, there was a time there was a needle stick injury at work. The patient I was looking after, the anesthetist was going to try and give us a new vein fluence. So he stabbed himself. And so on a normal day, we are at the back shift. There was 4 of us. And I already had my training, ventilation and cannulation, but I don't practice every day. Like, it's just like when I bring patient from the ward and they want to go into for surgery, it's the anesthetist that put the venflon, all the arterial line. It's the anesthetist that do it. We don't do it. But I've been trained, but we don't do it. So now, in the case of a needle stick injury, one of us should have been trained so that we can take blood, do the paperwork, so that when you guys, maybe that's another talk, when you stick injury happens, you need to fill a form, seek for consent from the patient so that their blood could be taken and checked, just to check that there's no any diseases or something that could pass across to the person who has suffered a needle stick injury. But that night, I have not had a training of if there was a needle stick injury. I have seen the procedure being done, but I've not been trained that this is what you should do. You take blood, you fill out this form, you seek consent from the patient. I have not been trained, but I've observed it being done by a trained colleague. So that night, because none of us been trained on that program, but we have a number to call to get somebody who have taken that training to come into our department to do that thing. And that was what at least for a fact, we know who to call. So that's just part of it. So this our Nigerian man, he did not do well at all. He did not do well. And Nigerians, we should stop condoning nonsense. We should stop condoning nonsense. Okay. We should stop condoning nonsense. So Vivian said we had a fashion show yesterday. You should have said, oh, right, okay. I think I'm going to drop that link. Abby, please drop the link in when we chat, okay? So that maybe if there's any future fashion show, Vivian could always, maybe she could take some of your flyers or something to take with them. Hello, Owoduni, welcome. Owoduni said, that's a stupid act. I think it's high time and Nigerian men should realize they are in a country where their system is working. They stop those rubbish they are doing. Exactly. That's why I said that for this man to even think of even jamming his lips, it probably will have allegedly be KDYing some people's wives. Or he's been putting his fingers where he should not be putting his finger. He's been putting his mouth where he should not be putting his mouth, allegedly. Vivian is Abby, there's message here for you from Vivian. Sister said, great show, sister. I'm listening while screening. That's fine, sister, no problem at all. Exactly what doing. That's a big disgrace. Like I was shocked by the comments of our Nigerian people. I hope this is not a false allegation. Why are you reporting the news? The news was made public by a news or a news page. And you read there that the man pleaded guilty and he was sentenced to 1 year. And the judge said, hold on, you must serve half of that 1 year, 6 months. At least they've not said they should be deported. Because if Kemi Badenoch was to be in the government now, he would have been in the list of the people that will be deported back. Because Kemi was like, if you ever committed a crime or an offense in the UK, back to wherever you're coming from. Vivian said, welcome to the stream. You've spoken well. Guys, please like this live stream for me. There's 80 of you watching. I only have 90. Let's take this likes to at least 40, please. Because I know when topics like this, when we are talking to our African people, they don't always get a like. If it is Amebo now, people will be here. Please like and share this video. You don't know what African man or Nigerian man you'll be saving with this video if you like and share it. Exactly, Sissy. If you have ears, here, those men with ears, hope you have heard. Disgrace to his family. And somebody was like, oh, this man is a husband to my friend. He's not the kind of... In fact, let's go back and read some of those comments again so that I can round this live stream up to an hour 20 minutes. Let me go back and read the comments again. Like I was like, one said, this man is a husband to my friend. He can't do this. Then they write down for head, say people know if you do this kind of thing. Do they write it on the head that, oh, this person can't do this? Look at what this Ayidolo is saying. Why are you people like this? Because of selfish reasons to generate traffic. You want to label a whole country knowing the immigration wahala lately. Please take it. Why should she take it down? Why? Somebody said, you go jam client. No be village people, they follow this man. So that was why I said in the beginning that come. And this woman here said, if he's a member of Unison, they might have tried for him. Unison will not try nonsense for you, especially if they know that you are guilty of the offense you committed. Why should they come up for you? It's straightforward. You already pleaded guilty. If it is a case of wrong allegation, then you will run to your union. You will run to your union. You will run to your union. And this one said, what put our people into trouble and never get out is being lazy to report and record. Many carriers are being saved by proper documentation. Even this act, what it did, it's got nothing to do with proper documentation. Apparently, if he's going to write his note, he will have written, oh, patient was given a bed bath, complaint of pain. Patient felt emotional. Write that, but obviously, go put and say he tried to put him mouth for him mouth now. So that's the comment of our Nigerian people. This one said some allegations are so wrong. We need proof. Well, if you all have clicked on the link or copied the link in this post, you'll have read the news. It was not this page that is just putting it on their page. It was reported by York paper. Yeah, it was reported. What's the name of that website? York Press. It was recorded by York Press. So nobody say person just wake up, they write this kind of story. And the person said a jamming of lips on head can now one carry person papa go jail. So God, I beg you, no lesson waiting, no nothing. Exactly, you should know what you should not do, you don't do it. And this one said those saying is false allegation, blah blah blah. Were you people there or that man is a saint? Help us ask them. And this person said, I find it hard to believe this man actually did this. Personally, I know 3 male carers on different locations who have been wrongly accused of such in the past. I agree there are bad eggs in the healthcare industry, but the rate at which patient residents make false allegations against immigrants is so alarming and needs to be nonsense talk, idiotic talk. I should actually reply him and say that idiotic talk. This man already pled guilty. I'm sure I dropped a comment somewhere where I said, what? He already pled guilty. Did you read it up until where he was said that he pled guilty? And his defense said, yes, he knew what he did was wrong. So what are all these idiots? How true is this? You see the comments that people are. This person said, I'm 100% sure he's innocent. Maybe you should go and swap his prison time with him. Go and spend his prison time with him. Let him come out and you can go into jail for 6 months. And he said, my brother was accused by a teenage mentally unstable girl, but thank God he was able to prove his innocence. I pray that truth. So was he able to prove the innocence of what he did, this man? Because, see, like Abby would say, that's why we deserve the government we have today. Abby would say, that's why we deserve the government we have today. That's why we deserve the government we have today. We should learn to speak the truth always. Like, what this man did was absolutely wrong, Even here, like I said, if there's anything you've been asked to do at work, you've not been trained, politely tell them, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I have not received training. And if they really, really value the fact that you're a member of staff and they really want you to have the skills, you'll be put forward for training. Now, for me, I'm awaiting ECG training. When I was a student, I was in a cardiology ward for 12 weeks where everything cardiac is being done. And yes, every time a patient had a TAVI, anytime they have a, what's it called, they normally get done. Every time they have TAVI done, once they come back onto the ward, we will do ECG straight away. I was doing ECG back to back because it was a cardiac ward. Anytime patient we had like that, there's always, we must do an ECG. So I was doing ECG as a nursing student on the ward in cardiologic ward for 12 weeks. But now I am now a nurse. I have an experience of using an ECG machine. But I am a nurse registered. My department had not trained me. My department has not given me training to carry out an ECG, to put the equipment on the patient and do a 12-lead ECG. I have not been trained, but then I have the experience, I have the knowledge. So now, if a patient in my care is needing that, maybe I notice a few changes in their rhythm, and I report it, and the anesthetist wants an ECG done. If the anesthetist asks me to do it, I will just, because I know I've not been trained, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to page for the department to come and do it because I've not been trained. See, if I've been trained to do ECG, I will just go and get the ECG machine and do the ECG myself because I've been trained. So now my workplace knows that is a skill that we require. So I'm waiting. I'm going to get that training done at some point. There's 2 parts to it. I've done my online thingy for it. I just need to go to the physical thingy for it. So that's how it is. If you notice, maybe you are looking after a patient and you notice a cardiac change, or maybe suddenly the patient said, oh, I've got a chest pain. And you're like, okay, they don't have a medical history of cardiac issues. You let the anesthetist know, and the anesthetist will come out and say, okay, all right, can we get an ECG done? So if that was my patient, I won't be able to do it, but I will page to say, oh, can you come to so place and get an ECG done on so patient? That's just how it is. Vivian said, look at his face, gone, typical looking Ayilolo. Exactly. Your union will not support this. No. Your union will not support this. Guys, I'm rounding up another 30 seconds and I'll be out of here. So anyway, guys, this story is not to shame Nigerians in any way. It's just to say that being a grown-ass man, You should not be caught in cases like this. You should not be found in cases like this. Talk more, you are now guilty and you've been sentenced. It's just crazy. And as a married man, you are married. The only woman you should have a business with is your wife. Nobody else. Nobody else. Because obviously, like I said, if this person has not been doing something similar allegedly in Nigeria, when you can't comfort a patient with you trying to jam your lip on their head or jam your lip on their lips. No, that is not how to comfort a patient. That's not. That's not. I'm gonna read this last comment and then I'll end this live stream. Too bad, a man with a wife and kids, he has forgotten he is no more in Nigeria where they do. Exactly. He has forgotten. No, he has forgotten. Anyway, this is the end of this live stream today. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who have been here. I want to appreciate you all. And also, I hope this man learned his lessons. And I hope God help him to be able to actually forgive himself, because he knew he did bad. He knew he did bad. And also, as they say that we should be warning our Nigerian men, we don't have to warn you. You know the do's and don'ts. Just stick to the do's and don'ts. You'll be absolutely fine. Just stick to the do's and don'ts. And yes, I'm an advocate for joining a workforce union. So for me now, even though I pay NMC, I still belong to RCN. It's like a governing body for nurses. I'm a part of RCN. There was a time that they wanted to change our working pattern at work. I was not sure of how it was going to affect me. I reached out to my representative via the RCN, and they set up a meeting. I was there. They explained the procedure to me, and I was like, all right, okay, I can do that. So yeah, any work whatsoever that you do, join a trade force union, okay? And your workforce union is not there because you have got to go and do a shemashi at work. Because how was I reading a post about a week or two ago that a carer, a Nigerian carer, was having a relationship with their patient? I was like, eh? Like, you are doing care at home for a patient and you are now dating the person. Like, so please be calming down, okay? There's nothing. See, they no use gold. They no sprinkle gold around Oyinbo VJJ. Just like your wife, they no sprinkle gold around that VJJ. Gold no there around Oyinbo VJJ. With that being said, I think we are going to be discussing the case of Simon Gubadia and Portia Williams. We are going to be doing that, but I don't know where we're going to be doing that talk, but we are going to be talking about that as well. How that one allowed a VJJ that was not laced in diamonds to now be sending him to paying all of his, we'll talk about that. Okay. So just you joining a union does not mean that if you intentionally do what you're not supposed to do, if your third leg go and do what you're not supposed to do, trust me, that is not the purpose of you joining a union. Okay, that's not the purpose of you joining a union. So just open your head, go to your work, do what you're supposed to do by the book, and then get out. You save yourself from needless troubles. Right, let me read this comment and then I'll end this live stream. We aren't shaming anyone, just be a good person at all times, do the right things at all times. Absolutely. Vivian said Nigerians everywhere up to one thing or the other. Well, thanks to Kemi and Stammer, the Igbo people will look after their own now. All the abusive carers constantly being exposed are Nigerian. Why? What is wrong with our people? Bao? I don't know. Obviously, because it's something they will get away with in Nigeria. Nobody will ask them. So they felt like, oh yeah, so let me continue. Why Jegba? Why Jegba Atori? You eat Atori. Exactly. As long as they are wrong, they will be exposed. Absolutely. You're welcome, Vivian V. Thanks so much for being a part of it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. Like I said, I hope to see you later on. I have another live stream where we're going to be discussing part of Ifunaya's testimony, because I felt like we should have a discussion. So I will be discussing that. I think their live stream is about, I might maybe move it to 12 o'clock. I think it's for 3 o'clock, but I might maybe move it to 12 o'clock so we can get it done. And then I need to cook. I'm craving moi, and I have a beans like that, so I need to cook. So I think I'll go move it to 12 o'clock. So if you're available, please kindly join me. And yes, please subscribe, share. And yes, we hit 19,000 subscribers. Woo! Thank you to those of you who have been hitting the subscribe button. We are now at 19,000. Thank you so far. Thank you so much to those of you who have been joining the camp and who are still considering joining as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I wouldn't have been able to reach that number without you guys. Thank you so much. And yes, before you leave, please like, share this video, subscribe, turn on your post notification. Join my membership as well. Join my membership is very, very cheap. I think it's £4.99 a month. It's just a way of you supporting my channel and saying that mom of five, that your screen that is not looking fine, let me give you £4.99 this month. It's just a way of you supporting me as a content creator. And you can, you might give me this month and you might decide to cancel next month. It's optional. You can do it in time, that way. Bye everyone. Truckfall said it's 4:24 a.m. here. It's currently 10:25 here, 10:25 a.m. in the morning. Anyway, guys, thank you, and I shall see you guys later. And let's come back and discuss Ifunaya's testimony. All right, see you guys later. Bye. Bye, everyone.